Here's the thing. I went to a comedy show with my girl once, like a month ago, and then we were sitting in the front row. I was in my scrubs. The comedian starts making fun of me. We're like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "I'm a doctor." And he's like, "What does she do?" She's like, "Oh, she's a student." And then he's like, "How'd you guys meet?" And I'm like, "We met online." And then he's like, "Who messaged who first?" I'm like, I had to message her. And then the comedian was like, "Really? Because you're a surgeon, you would think you'd be the one guy who wouldn't have to message first." And I'm like, "What do you people think? You think that I'm just because a doctor, I'm like 5'11", I look like this, I'm not fat, women just throw themselves at me?"
Doesn't
Granted,
work
it's
that way.
it's easier for me than most guys. I'm not gonna say it's not. Obviously, you put my name in Google, it comes up, so you know I'm not a serial killer. So that always right away puts the women at like feeling safe. But this whole idea of like once you make it to the top, women are just gonna, unless you're a fucking celebrity, it's really not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So you're still gonna have to go out there and try to like pick women and vet them. And again, I keep saying it's slim pickings out there. I don't think people understand. Like, my friends have only seen me in public with two women. One was back in undergrad. She was older than me, and my current one. That doesn't mean I didn't do anything with women. That just meant I didn't find one that was worthy enough to be shown in public with me. And that's what you guys need to do. Is like, I probably, out of all my friends, I've probably dated the most because I've never been stuck in a long-term relationship because I was always just vetting, moving, just talking. That doesn't mean you sleep around with all these women, but you're gonna have to talk to a lot of women to just finally get through it to find someone that's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you guys, the sooner you start, the better. Don't wait till you're 35.
No, no, Zorro, you were saying the women Michael deals with bring him value, the access to places for them to work with him or to hook up. If they didn't bring that kind of value, he wouldn't deal with them. That's called associates. And that's great, bro. I don't disagree with the majority of what Michael teaches. What I'm saying is it's not going to equal the end goal. It's not going to equal a family and kids one day. The fucking girls he fucks with, y'all see it on Access Vegas. These are not the girls that y'all would date. You only have to watch one fucking episode of Fresh and Fit to learn how much we don't fucking like girls with Instagrams like that. Like, and he literally goes and puts guys around that shit, around and getting calibrated by that type of shit. And that's fine. I definitely think that people need to get socially calibrated. They need to go do all that stuff. But yeah, I really don't think that those are the best girls for guys to be around in the slightest. Like, even slightly. Like, it's just not even, it's not healthy for yourself at all. Like, you can literally, a lot of people are wasting time. A lot of these programs are going to teach y'all how to waste a lot of fucking time. And then you are going to be 30, 35, 40, wondering why you don't have a serious relationship with a good fucking type of girl, and wondering why you don't have a fucking kid, 5, 10 years after that. It's going to be because y'all took all these fucking guys' advice. All this really shitty fucking advice that makes a lot of money, guys. It gets lots of clicks. Y'all got to realize that the way YouTube works and the internet works, it's all about clicks, man. They're not telling y'all shit that's going to make y'all's lives better. They're telling y'all shit that's going to get the best click through rate. That's all. That's all. The advice that is good advice, you would never hear it. It's not popular. There's nothing cool about it. If
It's
you want to sit there and be fooled all day, that's fine.
it's
But
pretty
don't
damn
be crying
entertaining
in
though.
10 years, though.
It's
It,
it's
it
pretty
is.
damn entertaining though.
It
I'll
is.
give it to them. I watched that shit.
It is. It's entertaining as fuck. I just think that it's not good though if you actually want to have a lineage one day. And if you don't want to have one, you're a fucking liar. Like, I know you fucking do. You're just fucking coping.
I'll tell you what though, those fresh and fit after hours are really good if you already have like a good woman. Cause I'm telling you that shit. Every time I watch Fresh and Fit after hours, I go back to my girl. I'm like, "Yo, you're the best. Thank God. Thank fucking God."
So
It
Grios.
really makes me a better boyfriend. I'm like, man, I better appreciate this girl because it's fucking jungle out there.
Yeah, so Grios, I get this, but so like you're doing good because of photography, so you're spending a lot of time around women, way more than the average guy is probably. So you don't have to worry about this. But for most guys, bro, they actually need to be around women. If it's not dating, they need to just be around them. This is why I teach being friends with women. I'm talking about being real friends with women, not just business associates. Girls that are literally your fucking best friend or your real fucking friend. And when you build those type of relationships, you don't even need to be in a relationship. Like, when you have abundance, you don't have to worry about things. When you have a bunch of women that are your friends and stuff, you're not worried about fucking girls all the time. Y'all, if y'all have this fucking itch where you feel like you gotta fuck girls all the time and you're always fucking hitting on girls and stuff, that's a big problem. Like, you shouldn't have that. You should be around so many women all the time that you don't have that fucking itch like that, where it doesn't feel that way. And like, every guy needs to focus on it. Like, a lot of guys are like, I'm gonna wait till I'm 30. I'm gonna wait till till I'm 35 to worry about. I'm focusing on myself. The right woman, bro, will be with you when you're broke. The
Yes.
right woman
Yes.
won't give a fuck about the money that y'all have or like what y'all are doing. Guys are really insecure today, bro, and I've been one of these guys. I've been one of those guys where you're so insecure that you don't want to be in a relationship because you can't take care of her, you can't pay the rent, whatever it is, like you're insecure about it. You need to fight through that because there's certain women out here that will still be ride or dies with you through that fucking shit. Like, and the thing is, I always talk about this, guys. You're more valuable if you get into a relationship when you leave it. When you leave if y'all break up 2-3 years in, you are more valuable because you're older, you're making more money, hopefully, you're doing better in life. She lost value. She lost value. So y'all are winning if y'all get into relationships. If y'all sit there and you stay single all the time, you're not winning. You're not getting experience. You're not saving money. You know how hard it is to pay a rent by yourself? And if you want to have a roommate, like that's fine. But I like having fucking a girl to live with because shit, that shit's just way easier. Like if you have a girl who's a real ride or die and splitting rent with you and shit, god damn, like that's as lucky as it gets, man. You got a girl that like really wants to take care of you. Um,
I would be very careful in getting relationships with women. I know too many guys where every year they have a new girlfriend. It's really not worth it unless you know you're going to keep her long term. You know, like I said, I've only been with like 2 relationships. I'm not going to
oh yeah, make
disclose.
sure it's a good one.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
going to
do not.
disclose how many women I've been with or done things with. But as far as relationships too, and as far as them living with you, I'd be very careful with that because it's hard to get rid of them once they move in.
Oh yeah, it needs to
Not
be a
not from
really
my
good one.
experience. I never made that mistake, but I'm just saying from what I've seen other people. So you need to be very careful. You need to vet someone. You know, just don't be in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship.
Zoro, I understand that, bro, but this comes with practice. When you have more girls, when you have more abundance, you don't have that issue. Like this is something that guys have to break through in Michael Sartain's program all the time, and it always works. You have to do it. Oh, wait, I thought 50-50 was bad. I'm confused. But no, like you have to fight through it, bro. Like you definitely can't just have that mentality where it's not going to work just because like you think you're gonna catch feelings. I understand why you have that. It's probably because you've caught feelings with a girl before, and you have to fight through it, bro. You have to have more friends. You have to have more girls around you, or else you're never gonna be able to fight through that.
Look, here's what
Take
I'll say
this
Go
about
one.
to Titus Law show. Wait, what did you say?
here's what I'll say about female friends. You know, a friend is someone you enjoy talking to, you have shared interests with. To be quite frank, that's not going to be with most women. That's just not going to be the case. I have female friends. We have shared interests. Some of them are like from foreign countries. We talk about geopolitics, things like that, human rights. We have a shared interest. But as far as like just having a female friend and sit around and talk about like random stuff, typically your interests are not going to align. Women are just not fun to listen to as well. To be quite frank,
Well,
it can be an insufferable experience. So I would
what
minimize your interaction unless you actually have like a shared interest, something you guys can talk about. And in that case, if you have pre-selection through that way, that's going to help you. But pre-selection with women only really works if you're that guy to begin with.
you got to understand, like you're overcomplicating it so hard right now. It's not that complicated. It's like you don't have to plan out conversations with these girls. Whenever I'm saying become friends with girls, it's not like you're going and hanging out with them all the time. It's not like you're having conversations with them all the time. It's associates, like he's saying, but it's really just you being around each other. Like it's hard to explain, like because whenever we think of friendship, we think of a guy like, oh, we're gonna go play football together, we're gonna go do something together. Like we think of like we look at the friendship from like a male perspective, but that's not what these relationships are with these girls that are my friends. It's an associate. It's like I know you, you know me, you're gonna help me out whenever like we go out, we're all gonna go out together, like we're a group, we're friends. It's not like we're gonna sit there and have certain conversations or like have dialogue because you're right. I'm going to sit there and try to debate from a logical stance about things and they're going to be super emotional. The only time we ever have conversations is if I'm curious about something like, why do you do that, or like why do you think that, or like why do men, or like why did your boyfriend do this to you, you know? You might ask something specific like that, but it's not like it's not so nuanced as like you're spending time with them and like
Well, here's the thing.
playing board games or anything.
Most
Like it's not like
guys
that.
don't like talking to most women. So you may be an exception where you actually enjoy talking to women about these issues. Most guys don't.
That's the problem today, though. You want to know why guys are so fucked up with women today? It's because they don't even have conversations with women. Because if this was 50 years ago, 100 years ago, if you go to a church, you were going to have conversations with people in your, like, around you. You were going, like, I get perfect example. When I was 12, 13, I was heavily in a church. I was friends with tons of girls, and it wasn't like I was perfectly best friends with them and stuff. It's just like we're in church together, we hang out, we're going to play volleyball this weekend, we're going to do this, we're going to home group, we're going to do this. You have conversations, you have dialogue, you're just friends with people. Like, it's so weird today that people have this mentality of like, I'm a man, so I stick with men, or I'm a woman, so I stick with women. It's like, that's, dude, we were raised in communities where we were all together for thousands of years.
Even
Like,
in
it wasn't so split up like that.
Hey y'all, Sergio here. I just want to mention I've created a completely free guide that shows you exactly how I went from having low confidence and being painfully awkward around women to easily meeting and dating numerous high quality desirable women in real life without the use of any dating apps or social media. So if you're struggling to get out there, if you have approach anxiety or don't know what to say or how to interact with women to make them want you, and are sick of using dating apps with low value girls that hundreds of other guys have been chatting with, click the link in the description below to grab your free guide right now. And if you want private mentorship with me personally to help guide you every step of the way in this process, check out my mentorship program in the description too. I would be happy to help you reach your dating goals and overcome any obstacle you may face. And trust me, if I can do it, you can do it too. I hope to see you soon. Peace out.